Hello Scorpio, it's Marina from the Butterfly Effect, and this is your reading for, well, the bit that's left of November running into December 2019, and a happy birthday. And so this reading is for, I think, a male that I'm reading for. Feel free to switch your genders if that's what works for you. I won't be, because this is my Kipper deck, which is very specific. This male is in reverse. He's not in a good place just now. There is something that has ended for him. I actually think it's possible he's had an affair or a relationship with a married woman. And it's all very hush hush. Take a wee draggy me right there. Let's go. So here's our main male in reverse, who has come through with a gambler and addict as his archetypes. I think this is someone who's taken a risk. It does appear to be around money. I mean, it can be in love as well. We have an Ace of Cups in reverse and a Three of Swords here. This feels like a hard no. A relationship that's ended, a love that's ended. Someone has been hurt by this for sure. I think it's the main male. I am getting that this female is a very hard woman to please. From my lyrics, if you're not familiar with my readings, please do check the down box, because I'll add in any songs that come through. So yeah, I sort of feel that he may have taken risks financially because he felt he needed more money for this female, and possibly he was in a relationship and also, you know, carrying on elsewhere, and that required funds that he didn't have, or he was trying to impress someone. But I think it's all gone a bit Pete Tong here, because he is in reverse. Not to say that the risks he's taken financially haven't paid off. There's nothing showing me that. It's just saying that he's out of the picture, or whatever he was involved in, or whomever he was involved with, has come to an end, and a pretty painful one at that, with the Ten of Swords here. On my Celtic cross spread, this is the main card. This is your significator. This is what represents your energy, the energy that's around you if it's not you, and the absolute heart of the matter for this time period, however long that may extend over. So a fairly brutal ending I have here to put you in reverse, my main male, with the Ace of Cups in reverse as well. And because it wasn't specific as to whether it was just the ending of the relationship, was a betrayal, what, you know, where did the money issue, was it money? I've specifically asked what the Ten of Swords relates to, and I do have Abundance in reverse, which is very much a financially focused card. So there's been issues around money here. I feel this male has taken a risk financially to try and please someone, and it's not worked out. The female has come through with one way or another, I'm going to get you, really demanding feminine energy here. And the male has come through with everything she wants is everything she sees, and I don't know what the hell she wants from me. It did go on to say in that song, and now you tell me that you're having my baby. I don't see anything to indicate that, but it's one step further and my back will break. If my best isn't good enough, how can it be good enough for two? So I really do feel that this is a demanding female. And I think this is her at the absolute base of the matter down here. My Femme Fatale, Hermit, and the High Priestess. So it could be a Pisces, but I really just feel with the High Priestess here, this is a hidden affair. She can often come through as the other woman. It's secrets. She does certainly have all the knowledge. With Femme Fatale, this is can be someone who is quite manipulative, very attractive, very alluring, very seductive, and I think someone's you know, taking the bait here. I don't think there's nothing to suggest this main male is in another relationship. I actually think he has been drawn to someone who is in a relationship, and it's cost him dearly. because I think this one was quite something. It is all very much hidden, the Hermit. Someone who's behind the scenes, done in the dark. I wouldn't even, I would go so far to say it is possible that this was someone who he had to pay for. You know what I'm saying? And this is a secret, but it's the absolute base of the matter. And I think it's been pretty ruinous for him. So there is a mature man here who's also in reverse at the base of the matter. This can be the other man or the partner to the High Priestess. It's really not clear. It could be my main male, but I don't think so. This is a very cold fish, this mature man who's in reverse here. He's come through as my engineer, as his archetype, and with him being in reverse, I'm looking at his shadow side. So this is someone who is very unemotional. It doesn't really look at the consequences of their action, is almost automatic in their, you know, way of life. Very, very cold. I mean, you know, we're like, I'm not saying he's a sociopath. I think I haven't looked into him in too much detail, because I don't think he's my main character that I'm reading for. But this femme fatale, I think, has had someone else here. Now, it may well be that she's been in a relationship she's not been happy with, and that's why she's steered here. But I'm not getting an enormous amount of warmth from this female. But yeah, you know, you'll know your story if this relates. Please don't try and fit it into your story if it's not yours. It does seem pretty specific, I have to say. My main male is coming through with sending out an SOS, because he seems to be in a really bad spot here. And the mature man came through with, it takes a lot to love you, but you've got the look. This is a very alluring female. This really is, you know, the epitome of the femme fatale archetype. And she's like drawing them all in, and their lives are shattering around her. So the best you can achieve is also what's immediately apparent in your mind, Scorpio, if this is your reading, is the Knight of Pentacles in arrears. In arrears? In reverse, that might mean something. Somebody might be struggling with this abundance in arrears. In arrears? I keep saying it. Oh my God, that does definitely mean something. It's always the random things I say in readings that actually are really quite important, rather than, you know, looking at the cards and delivering the message. When I laid this card out, and I do have it with the Lion Spirit, be generous of spirit. My cat actually gave me, I actually said my cat just gave me a heart attack. And I do have bad health and a message here. So I do think, I mean, I don't think it doesn't have to be like a physical, you know, actual problems around someone's heart. It can just be emotional, because I do have the Three of Swords in reverse here. But I think for some it may actually be a wee bit more serious, I have to be honest. I have to be honest. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse is a number of things. It's all stop. He is very slow moving. He's very reliable. A little bit dull, but he, you know, he does get there in the end. But this just feels like all stop, everybody off, somebody's sick. And it can also mean that in terms of the best you can achieve is to be less loyal to this person. Knight of Pentacles in arrears. Oh my God, someone is definitely in arrears somewhere. He's loyal upright. He's loyal and humble. Really quite sweet energy, and in reverse. And as I say, the question I specifically asked is the best you can achieve, I think, is to remove yourself from this situation and protect yourself, protect your heart, and be less loyal. Especially with my Leo, the Lion here, who's all about the heart. Maybe be a little bit less generous if there are finances involved and you're maybe supporting someone and it's harming you, your physical and financial health. it's maybe suggesting, I will take more advice, that you maybe reverse up here, because your obstacle, your challenge for this period is to move on with the Six of Swords, is to get to calmer waters. And it does depict that you're moving away with the female in the card, so there may be someone else here in the picture, but ultimately this is what you're struggling with. This is why you're in the position that you are, that you're not mentally able to move on, and the swords are all about mental energy. And I think this hanging on in here is what's possibly even making you sick, because I really do feel someone is a bit battered and bruised here. The main message I got through was my sacred beetle armor, which is you have a mighty shield. I'll read you a little bit from that. It normally just means that you've taken a few hits. For a brief time, you're about to receive an intervention in the form of strong psychic protection. You have been feeling raw and sensitive, as though several layers of your skin have been peeled back, your nerves exposed. But now you have a mighty protector stepping in and spreading her wings before you, around you, above and behind you. This is very much like invoking the Merkaba. You might want to look that up. No, it's now, Marina. But now you have a mighty protector. You will feel the arrows of criticism and malice bouncing off your armor. You must now quickly set in place strong, clear, healthy boundaries. Relish the opportunity to say no. Calmly walk away from energy-draining distractions, and learn to nurture and support your own energy fields with daily practice. This is an open window of opportunity to do something you felt you dared not to, because now you are not shielded and no harm will come to you at this time. Every moment you must learn and then go on stronger and healthier, creating a better, safer, more vital environment for yourself and others. Yeah, this is suggesting that you protect yourself. Maybe that to you that might make you feel as if you're being disloyal, but your health becomes first and foremost. Without that, you have nothing. So if whatever you're involved in or have been involved in is affecting your health to this degree, financial, emotional, spiritual, whatever it may be, this is what you need to deal with. This is what you need to deal with. Move on, at least mentally. But yeah. Okay, in your past energy, we do have a lot of conflict here and indecision. I haven't looked at it in too much detail because it is past energy. This is my procrastinator. This is someone who's afraid to make a decision in case it's a bad decision, and it's caused a lot of mental angst, basically. And I think that, you know, yeah, we're kind of still there because it's still the obstacle. So your energy, Scorpio, has come through as my elephant spirit, learn from the past. 7, which is always your spiritual lessons, in my opinion. And your hawk spirit, let spirit be your guide. This is having a really high perspective and seeing the big picture. I think this might be a period, if you're not there already where you are, maybe able to distance yourself from the, you know, fracas, whatever it is, to an extent where you can see the, you know, the bigger cogs that are in play here, and hopefully you're learning from it, because an elephant never forgets. So this is saying that there are some lessons here with the 7, and it is really important that you learn them in case you repeat them. Now, whatever you're learning here, whatever you're seeing, when you sort of zoom out and see the big picture, may indeed create a tower moment for you. This is my gotcha card. This is breaking down of structures. It can be positive, depending what's around it, and I haven't pulled anything specific around it, but it is a bit of a curveball, and it can be the beginning of a period of confusion. So it does feel like a complete perspective shift. You're maybe contemplating something that you didn't think you would ever be able to do, and that's like really rocking your world. I don't think this is energy coming towards you. I think this is your own. I think this is your own. You may be, as I say, starting to see some patterns that play out in your life, you know, repeated patterns. That's what we do. And it may be making you have a massive rethink and a complete shift of perspective. But it's a wee bit frightening for you, I think, Scorpio. And in your future energy, here we are working really hard. There may be some good news on the work front. But this combination, I think you're just very determined, and I don't think you're there yet, Scorpio. This is future energy. To work towards positivity, to get your, 9 cups, your wish fulfillment, to be happy again. The Page of Wands is really flirty, fun, jokey energy. It can be a message about work. But I just feel that you're really deliberately going to be moving yourself in a much more positive direction once you're able to make this break. And your thoughts are that may actually involve a change of location with the change card here. It's also my midnight flip card. I mean, there may be someone else in the picture that you're thinking about here that is at a distance from you. But not necessarily. I just feel that at some point, I think you're going to see this for what it is, for whatever you've been through. Recognize that it is not good for you, that it has affected you negatively, and take the necessary steps. You know, he's diligently working on the same pentacle over and over. Now, they do say if you keep doing what you've always done, you'll keep getting what you've always got. I like to think that his pentacle is improving every time he makes a new one here, so he is making progress, albeit it is pretty hard work. He always looks a bit shattered to me, but your thoughts are on something much more positive going forward. It does normally signify a change of location. You may want to move, house or move town, but it doesn't have to be. It's just thinking about what needs to change to bring in some positivity, to make you feel a little bit lighter and a bit more positive, and move you towards the 9 of Cups and away from all this real darkness. So in terms of where you find yourself, we do have still facing this ending. So we have the 10 of Swords as your main card, and where you find yourself, the Death card. So it is an ending, but it is also transformation. I do think this has made you feel really, really bad, Scorpio, because I do have it with Luminous Doom and the Poverty card. So it can be, again, a nod to financial issues here. The amount of times I said arrears, I wouldn't be surprised if that's part of the picture. But Luminous Doom is very, very pessimistic. It's just feeling really low. It's my depression card. I just think you're really struggling with this ending. You're really struggling. As I say, your future energy is much more positive once you find the strength, maybe, to make the moves that you need to make. In terms of how you're being viewed, and this isn't always accurate, but it can give you an idea of how people around you are viewing you. As someone who hasn't moved on, as someone who's maybe still stuck in an old pattern, in an old cycle, and maybe unwilling or unable to move on from it, because you feel stuck with Jehovah here, because you're fearful of what the future would look like. This is almost like the better the devil you know. Maybe you've been in a bad situation for a long time, or a bad relationship, or a pattern that you keep repeating that is really, really unhealthy for you. But to the point that you're constantly recreating and living a holographic image of your past, and that's all you know. So you're afraid to let this go and try something completely different, because at least you almost know how to handle all of this. You're probably at a stage that you think you're good at it, and maybe this is the best you can get, but but it's like a really, really nasty comfort zone. It's not a good place to be, but you know it and you know how to deal with it, so you keep yourself stuck there because I think you're almost afraid to hope for something better. And in your outcome, we have the mature woman. Now, this is where it's a little bit odd. The mature woman, I'm assuming, is the high priestess and the partner of the mature man, not your partner. Okay. She's come through as a mediator. So somebody wants to possibly heal this relationship, improve it. Now, this can be you as my main male in reverse, or it could actually be the mature man himself approaching the mature woman. You'll need to work that out. If it's something you've got no intention of doing, it could be the mature man. And someone wants to take some pretty swift action here. I think someone wants to have some quite strong words with this mature woman, with he of the fiery sword, very masculine energy. This is all about justice, protection, but with this amount of sword, this is about really cutting to the quick of the matter, getting stuck in there almost. I don't see it as particularly negative because I do have the mature woman coming through as the mediator. And that sort of softens that approaching energy. Because someone just wants to be able to move on here to something brighter, to a brighter, more hopeful future. They want to travel. They are still nervous about it. There's always a little bit of reluctance in this card, but they ultimately just want some time to heal from the situation. So as I say, if you're my main male here and you'd have no intention of mediating with this mature woman, this could indeed be my cold fish mature man here. Going to, you know, possibly reconcile with the mature woman. The base of the deck for both decks was the Seven of Cups in reverse in the Journey. So this is kind of confirming that you're in the future, you maybe are going to have a clearer idea of where you want to go. So we have got kind of change and the Journey card here. So they could indicate, you know, moving away, moving house, moving location. But being a lot clearer with the Seven of Cups in reverse, so you're no longer under any illusions that you may have been in the past. It can be a bit of a fantasy card, the Seven of Cups, so it feels a bit more pragmatic. That's the word I'm looking for. This feels very pragmatic. It's like you're going to zoom out, you're going to see what's been going on in your life for the past 20, 30, 40 years, however old you are. It might be a shocker. You are going to make some decisions. You are going to have to move on from this. And then I think you're going to start putting into play, into motion, some steps that need to be carried out to get you to somewhere way more positive. Okay, Scorpio, sorry. Eesh. These are really noisy, but cover your wee ears. An advice card, please, for Scorpio for this reading. Please, Spirit, can I have an advice card for Scorpio for this reading? An advice card for Scorpio for this reading. Wait for important information and see your seeds grow. I don't know what you're waiting on. What do you need to wait on? I did get Dry Your Eyes, mate, come through this morning. It's just popped into my head, so that might be for you, Scorpio. What is Scorpio to wait for? What is the important information Scorpio's to wait for? What is the important information Scorpio is to wait for, please, Spirit? What is the important information regarding? What is the important information regarding? Yeah, I'm getting not this deck, sorry. Not this deck, I have used a fair bit of it. Dry your eyes, mate. Oh, crikey. Pig's ear of that. Have you made a pig's ear of something, Scorpio? Oh my gosh, can't get it in my head. Stop. What is the important information that Scorpio is to wait for? Important information Scorpio has to wait for. I'm just going to check if I got anything else through from earlier. Brought me to my knees. What is the important information that Scorpio has to wait for, please, Spirit? What is the information regarding what Scorpio has to wait for? Hostilities. Door to personal healing and happiness. Storm warning. Okay. I sort of feel that you're maybe avoiding a confrontation here. And this conversation needs to happen, Scorpio. You know. This conversation needs to happen to allow you to move on. Because I do have the spring card here, which is allow your seeds to grow or see your seeds grow. This is a timeline prediction card with spring, so this is suggesting that things are going to seem a lot nicer and easier and prosperous in the springtime, so really not that long. But there's something that you're repressing, and that might make you sick, because, you know, the more you stuff that stuff down, it does manifest physically eventually. What is the important information? Important information with hostilities for the advice for Scorpio, please. The important information and hostilities. Yeah, it's almost like you maybe need to stand your ground and like stick up for yourself. Why is hostilities and the oracle here for Scorpio's advice? Why is hostilities and the oracle here? Why is hostilities? Look at the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles. That's two Ace of Pentacles. That's a repeater. The Temperance is flowing over here on top of Jehovah. So this is telling me that I'm not saying you're losing your mind over this, Scorpio, but this Jehovah is a pretty mean card, and it is just how you're being viewed. This is suggesting that you know, keep it together and do not let your fears overcome you. Your mind literally could be running away with you, making stuff up that has nothing to do with reality. And you need to strive for temperance here. But there's a conversation that needs to be had, and I think it's around money. And that is going to be your door to healing and happiness. But there's information that you're waiting on. But I do think you need to, I'm not suggesting you confront someone, but I'm coming back to this Knight of Swords, confronting this mature woman. I mean, if this is not romantic, this could be someone's mother or grandmother or auntie. But this is with regards to money and a business. And someone is working really hard here. I think they've worked very hard. They haven't been appreciated. They've been brought to their knees. And I think they're now being told to stick up for themselves. Get the information that needs to be got. And have the conversation and just be really clear about what you want to achieve from it, because your future energy is really good. You've got the spring card here. Okay, I think I've covered it. I might just start to repeat myself, and nobody wants that. So I hope this reading was useful, Scorpio. Please like, please subscribe, please share with anyone you think it may be useful for. I do offer Distant Reiki as well. You can check my down box. All my information is there. And I hope you have a good rest of your birthday season. And I'll hopefully catch you in a few weeks' time. Bye, Scorpio.